All right, guys, I want to do a video here for everybody on the idea of flipping through impact. And I want everyone to start thinking about this a little bit differently. You know, it's really easy to pick apart a golf swing and then you see somebody at the bottom who has excessive forearm rotation, the toe of the club head turns over way too fast, and then obviously in many cases it can lead to like these low snap hooks. And then the golfer just immediately latches onto the aesthetics of what they're seeing at the bottom and they try to correct it. Now, the problem is, in many of the cases that I experience, especially with my online coaching, the flipping actually serves as a positive, not a negative. Meaning, the golfer is flipping to actually give them a chance of hitting the ball to their target. So aesthetically, I know many of you, like I said, don't like this, but you have to understand, in most of those cases, it stems from another problem. Now, that problem could either just be the club face angle itself, being way too open coming down. And if I don't flip my hands over with a wide open club face, I'm just going to hit this ball straight into the wall on the right of me, right? It's either going to be a shank or the ball is just going to push fade on me. So in that scenario, the golfer literally needs to flip the forearms over to catch up the club face so they have a chance of hitting their target. Again, there's a positive in there, even though the aesthetics is not nice. Or what can happen in a lot of cases is there's a problem somewhere else, either a lack of hand depth or the club can come down too steep or something else. And if I have the face angle even really close here coming down, but then my body's reacting to a variable out of position, I can stand up, and when I stand up and hang back on it, I'm taking a face angle that's very close, and as I react, look how this face angle is opening gradually into the ball. And so now there is a pivot reaction on my part from a variable out of position that is actually opening the club face up. And again, from here, I might still flip my hands over to try to save it, but if you just latch onto the aesthetics of this, and then you just try to stop flipping, well, if you're still hanging back on it this way, now you're just turning your snap hook into a block. You're still not hitting your target very often, right? So in many cases, when the golfer's doing this through the ball, rather than obsessing over the aesthetics of this, try to figure out why you're doing that, correct it first. That could be whichever variable is out of position, and then you can get the body moving better. And the only reason why I say this is because I see a lot of videos on the internet of golfers working on these like anti-flip drills, you know, an alignment stick connected to the club, and we're trying to make sure that it prevents us from turning the forearms over, or like you can keep the trail hand very passive on the club and we can try to implement some body rotation in doing this. And all of these drills are great, don't get me wrong. They're incentivizing the body to create a lot of rotation, to slow down the forearms from twisting too fast. But if you don't actually correct the reason why you're flipping, you might be going down a rabbit hole of problems. So just be careful, rather, going forward.